Hello, hello. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
This is Dave and Roxanne.
happy Friday, everybody. If this is the first time you tune into our business page, let us know where you're tuning in from. We're from Calgary, Canada, and we're here. Where are we?
Here at Tella Sparks. We just finished spending time with our son here.
That's right.
There he is. So the Tella Sparks is like a science place for the kids, and it just finished. They just closed. That's where the place is, and we just went here in the park because our son still wants to play.
Yeah, one of the traditions we have with our son is that we do a weekly date, and this is one of our weekly dates with him.
Hmm.
Build relationship, but also kind of mentor him. He's a 3 year old. He's 3 years old, and it's so amazing to see the things that he's learning through us and what he sees in our days. And he's always excited when it's our date day, right? And he's like, do I need to go to the school today? Which school for him is like the daycare. So we put him 3 days a week in a daycare, and the 4 days, including the 2 days in the weekend, we hang out with him. So at least we have some time to ourselves as well, right?
Yeah, like we at least we have our time for work, and then also yeah, like to do other things as well.
Anyways, the title of this Go Live is, what's the title of this Go Live?
Basically, to share with you that we were doing everything right, working hard, serving in the ministry, but we're still broke, burned out, until God led us to this opportunity.
Yeah, some of you can relate to that. Maybe you have the heart to do more in ministry, and maybe to give more, to serve more, doing everything right, and you're wondering what is missing, right? What is missing? How come, I'm not experiencing the breakthrough that I want yet? Um, you know, I how come I'm not experiencing the overflow that was promised, right? And so today we want to share with you some of the fundamental principles we did, including the opportunity that helped us. But in my mind, the opportunity is the one that truly helped us. But we also had 24 opportunities before that.
Yeah.
I think that is the change of our hearts, the preparation
Yeah.
that actually allowed us to, really do well in the opportunity that we're in, right?
Yeah, I think like when God, I read it somewhere that you know um, when you ask the Lord to answer your prayers, sometimes you also ask the Lord, don't give don't give it to us if it's not good for us, or
That's right.
don't give it to us if we can't handle it. Before they said, before you ask the world, make sure that you're obedient to Him. Make sure that your heart and your characteristics, your characters are in alignment with Him, following His will, because it's the blessings, the big blessings that you've been asking could be a curse or could be something that's not good for you.
So, before we actually uh, really took off in the online business opportunity that was in, God actually truly prepared us. And I think one of the biggest character molding that we learned before the online business is that God really taught us what true patience and spirit of contentment is. Because
Yeah,
we,
hold on. I'm just gonna help
because our
you.
biggest problem in the world of entrepreneurship was that we were very impatient, uh, which meant that I always joke around that we had a sickness called ABD, which means attention business disorder, um, and some of you can relate to this. You start a business and you expect a result in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, a month. Maybe you can stay 3 months. Maybe you can stay 6 months, but 6 months without a result, right? You move on to the next thing, right? And because you think that this thing is not working. That was our biggest character change in this online business that we were in, right? We were reading the right books, we were going to the seminars, we were listening to the right, personal development mentors, we were praying, we were serving in ministry, but yet we, the reason why we didn't experience the success we in the other businesses that we were doing is not because of the business, because some people were successful in their business, given some of the business really closed down and failed us, but
Mm.
most of them, some people were successful there. Is that because our character of patience wasn't really there?
Yeah.
And before the online business, um, our turning point was that Roxanne prayed this very powerful prayer, which is said, "Lord, heal our finances."
Mhm.
And before seeing the online business, we saw something else, which is the Financial Peace Course by Dave Ramsey, and that really taught us to be patient because he teaches the baby steps. If you haven't heard of it, we talk about this a lot in our business page. Get the book called
The Total Money
Total Money
Makeover
Makeover.
by Dave Ramsey.
It's a financial book, but it's not really a financial book. It's a character building book.
Yeah.
Because if your character changes, right? If your character gets molded, it can expand to many areas in your life, including business. So he teaches the baby steps. The baby steps is that this is the 7 baby steps principles to become a baby step millionaire. But where's the patience part in this? You have to follow each baby step, and you cannot move on
Yeah.
if you don't finish that baby step.
Mhm.
So, for example, baby step number 1, this is the 7, is to save $1,000. Right?
Mhm.
That's step number 1. Easy for some people. It's easy. Some people it might take time, but for us, we were able to do it within the first couple of weeks. Right? That's fine. It's easy. But the second one, which required a lot of patience, spirit of contentment, and inner character, right, is that you have to pay all your debts,
Yeah. Stop
Ev-
all your
investments, everything,
Focus on paying off all your debts except your house.
before you can move on to step 3. And how much debt did we have? We had $86,000 in consumer debt
Mhm.
before we started the online business. We started this journey already before we actually started the online business, and that required patience, character molding, right? And that truly helped us when we got into the online business, which is our 25th business, because our missing link in those 24 businesses that we didn't have the patience. We would quit. We would look for other opportunities when it started to get hard. But every successful entrepreneur, every successful venture, it requires patience. Last night we had our once a month uh, mentorship within our online business tribe. Right, one of the successful business partners we have within our mentorship group, very successful. She said this. Her mindset when she came in was that if she does this for 10 years, and it'll take her 10 years to become successful, it's worth it, because she said that she saw so many other people that are working in a job, right? 20 years later, 30 years later, they're still struggling.
Yeah.
If it takes me 10 years, I'm good with it. But the principle is this: if you make it if you make it hard, it becomes easy.
Mhm.
If you make it longer, it becomes fast. Our problem is reverse. We want it fast, it becomes so slow, right? But if our thinking is long term, which we make it slow, right? Then it becomes fast. For us, most of us, we want it fast, right?
Mhm.
And that's why it's so slow in our mind. But
yeah, and it's amazing when she shared that story with us, with our yesterday, that with her mindset like that, it took her like a year to get the results, right? And
7 months she was advertising,
Yeah.
no results.
no results, but after 1 year she had the results. She's now in her 4th year, and her best month, she made like over 77,000 or something, right?
Yeah. And she said, it's faster than I thought, right?
Yes.
Because her mindset was 10 years.
Yeah.
She made it long. She made it slow, so it
Mhm.
became fast. So what was our turning point? Everything we were doing right is because our character wasn't ready.
Yeah.
When our character was ready, it's really an internal change.
Yeah, we thought we were ready
Yeah.
at the time. We thought we were doing everything right, but God knows, your heart. God knows we were not ready. God knows our character has to be molded before He will give us that big blessings, right?
Because people, and this was in our millionaire mastermind, and one of the new new successful online entrepreneurs that hit her 6 milestone. She said that people look at the fruits,
Mhm.
which is the result, right?
Yeah.
They look at people. Oh, they're here 1 year, like, wow, they're making a lot of money, or like they see their friends that are successful entrepreneurs, right? They don't see the 20 years of work, or more importantly, she's like, you look at the fruits, but you don't look at the roots.
Mm.
The roots is what are they doing? What's the character of a successful person, right? And the reality is, if you look at really the roots, they're persistent, they're patient, right? They've been in it for a while, right? They did not give up, right? They had the grit of an entrepreneur to become successful, and that was the change. That was the missing link for us, and
Yeah.
we told ourselves, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're not gonna look at anything else, regardless of how hard this becomes. We are gonna make it happen, and this is not gonna be our plan B-ish, which it's gonna work. This is gonna be a plan A.
Yeah.
Come hell or high water, you're gonna see us up in the mountain waving our flags that we made it, or you're gonna see us in the side that died trying this thing, right? That kind of mentality, that kind of like certainty, that kind of burning the bridge where you're focused and you're intense, but yet you're patient, yet you're gonna make it happen, right?
Mhm.
But here's the key: you have to be working also, right? Because she said, and when she shared her how she did it, her success, the interview last night, she said that, I was advertising for, for 7 months with no results. $15 a day was her ad budget. um, Most people think that she didn't do nothing, but she actually tried multiple campaigns. If that's the first time you heard that in the advertising world, campaigns means you tried many different video ads.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning you don't know what you're doing. So she has said over 30 video multiple campaigns, which means she was able to learn, right? Not just like, didn't do nothing. She discovered her niche. Discovered. You can only discover if you try.
Yeah, if you keep testing.
You only discover if you dig.
Mhm.
People look for gold. You cannot find gold if you don't continue to dig, right?
Mhm.
She discovered her niche, and that was her turning point, which means she was patient but still working, still doing the work, right? So again, our breakthrough, and I pray that this will give you value, maybe an aha moment. It's really an internal work, self. You are the chokehold of your own business. You're stopping you from getting to six figures. You're stopping you from financial freedom. There's something in here or in your character that is stopping you. Maybe you start to struggle and you stop to advertise. Maybe you start to not see results, and you start to get distracted like we did and see.
Sorry, our son is there, so I'm watching him while he's playing. Sometimes sometimes I get scared watching him. Okay, sorry.
You get distracted and you see and you think maybe it's the grass is greener
Mhm.
on the other side. Again, I am saying that because that was our previous self.
Yeah.
Right? It's so easy to get distracted and look at other things because we think that is easier.
Mhm.
But in fact, entrepreneurs, they stick to it until they get the job done and they find a way to solve the problem in the place they're in, not a concept out there that, but if they're there, it'll be easier and they can solve the problem better. So
Mhm.
again, let me just tell you, right? If somebody is winning in your business, the business is not the problem, right? I love what her name is Precious. I love what Precious said last night. She said, if these people are doing it, their hair is not longer than mine, or what did you say? Something like their hair is not black than mine. Um, if they're doing it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
I'll keep trying until I find a way.
I love that.
So let me just say it again. If somebody is winning, especially if there's a lot of people winning, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the business. You gotta self-assess yourself.
Mhm.
There's something wrong. There was something wrong with us. Again, I'm saying this. We're coaching you right now because you gotta look at, look at yourself. And what I notice with a lot of people is that when they, and again, I notice it because that's ourselves. We see something, we get excited, we get fired up. For example, we tell them this is our ad budget, this is what we need to do. They will get fired up until they don't get the result,
Mm.
and then they either slow down or shut down and don't do anything for a while and do it again. Right? Consistency is key. Anyways, I hope that helped you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, like just to finish this off, it's really like we're just grateful, and we give God all the glory because He knows whatever you're going through at the time when we thought we were doing everything, um, but then God has something better. It's actually way better than we thought.
I didn't
And
even go to that point.
yeah, and it's just amazing because
So that when opportunity
yeah,
meets your character preparation, that's when success happens, right? So
yeah,
so
and
yeah,
then God knows your heart. So now,
I'm gonna
because
watch Caleb.
yeah, because of that, um, of that change in our character,
Watch the snow, Caleb.
we're
It's wet.
not
The floor is wet.
we're free from financial burden. We're free from the burnout, right? Because before we thought we were just really working hard, but we wanted to give more, to serve more, but God was just preparing us. So for you watching this, you wanted financial peace, financial freedom, maybe more time to serve more, and God is preparing you. So keep doing what keep keep working, keep pushing forward towards your dream, but always ask yourself, what is God wants you to change? What is God asking you to be obedient for? Right? Because sometimes, we thought we're doing right, but there's something in us that needs to be changed.
And think about it. If no results yet, that means that God is strengthening your roots.
Yes.
And the thing about the roots is that you don't see nothing for a while, right? Strengthening your roots so that when your success happens, your tree of success does not break down. So let's say you're doing this, you've been doing a business for 7 months or a year, nothing is happening. Tell yourself, God is strengthening my roots.
Yes.
God is strengthening my roots so that when success happens, right, you'll have a solid success tree that will never break down, regardless of what storm hits you uh, in the days to come in your business. There's a lot to say, but God bless everybody. I hope that helped you.
Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you, and have a great Friday. Great. Oops. Show on stage. Okay, one second.
Oh,
Hello,
me too.
Steve and Ellie. Hello, hello. I'm just looking at the. Oops. The. Cause I'm using my phone here. I'm using the StreamYard. Uh, oops. Hi,
Oh,
Chanel.
well, yeah, we'll read all your messages later.
When opportunity meets your character preparation. Awesome. Thank you, guys. It's hard in the phone, but thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a great
Have a great Friday,
weekend.
everybody.
Have a great Friday. Take care. God bless
Bye.
you.
Caleb, say bye.
Caleb, say hi. You want to say bye and hello?
Bye. Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Did you have fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing right now?
What is that?
That's a camera. We're saying hi to them.
Okay, bye,
To
everybody.
what?
Huh?
To what?
To what? We just finished our video.
To what?
Okay,
Well,
bye,
say bye.
guys.
Bye. God bless everybody.
God bless you.
To what? Tell me. To what?